When I see somebody using the term dog whistle, I receive a subliminal message that they're not thinking critically enough. Their brains have softened to a goo, and they've been hammered with this intersectionality, and now they're seeing pink elephants in every room. Okay? So, goes with what I said about projecting and about creating a narrative in your head that you project onto the external world. And again, if you're in an echo chamber, not just these strange identitarian echo chambers full of otherism and hate, but any echo chamber, when you're in there and it becomes, there are certain things that you believe are symbols for certain behaviors. Yes, if you're hammered with an ideology, a faith, if you will, not just reason, but faith, when you're dealing with a modern religion like social justice, which is also known at times as intersectionality, this can change your entire view of reality, of what truly is. It's hard to separate the faith from the reason. So, when I see someone using the term dog whistle, I do receive a subliminal message that they're not thinking critically enough, and their brains have softened to a goo after being hammered with intersectionality on a constant basis. And then they see these pink elephants in every room. Now, what is the pink elephant referring to? This refers to something that Scott Adams has called the Bigfoot test, but it's also been called the elephant test. There is such a thing called the elephant test, and I will get into that in a later tweet video, as I do have a tweet regarding all these different names for thought experiments and psychological tests that relate to an animal, such as an elephant or a duck. There is the duck test, but the pink elephant, as I refer to it, is as simple as this. So it's an analogy. You have a room and two people, and one person in the room says, "Hey, look there in the corner. There's a pink elephant in the corner." And the other person says, they look into the corner and they say, "I don't see a pink elephant there." Now our question becomes, who is more likely to be insane? The person that sees the object in the room, or the person that simply, as hard as they might, doesn't see it? Okay? And the answer is the person that doesn't see the hallucination, the pink elephant in this case, is more likely to be sane and operating in a rational manner. So, when you're projecting and you're looking at all these outer world symbols and things, and you're finding patterns where they may or may not truly exist and have a meaning and a purpose, you might see pink elephants in every room because you've been hammered with all of this messaging through the social justice, pointing out who's oppressed and who's the oppressor in any given situation, who is a hero and who is a villain. And you just start to cast these players in the play, the stage play, that you've generated inside of your head. So when you go out to the outside world, you want to have some kind of plan of action or some kind of plan for dealing with everybody out there. You have an image in your head. But the thing is, when people get in their heads too much and think in terms of narrative over what's really happening in front of them, when they're obsessed with this confirmation bias they have, about the way things are, and they're not willing to open up and be pro-information and look on both sides and all sides of a discussion for the answers. When they stick to their echo chamber, it doesn't matter what their motives or their intentions may be, and we can't judge them perhaps because we cannot mind read. They can start to see things that aren't there. Just as you have Obama derangement syndrome, you also have Trump derangement syndrome. And that certainly falls under this heading of too much projection. Too much projection is not good for you. Okay? You got to live in the here and now. And when you get out of your head a little bit and stop looking inward, you'll see the larger world. And hey, you might not like what you see, but it is what it is, as my old friend Maurice once said.